Airbnb is down 6% today, but yesterday we saw some massive unusual options activity out for this summer in calls from big money on Airbnb. And since Airbnb is down 6% today, I'm going to share with you what that position was that they took, if I think that this is still a play that's intact, where I would be buying, where I would be selling, and what do I think is going to happen to Airbnb in the next 6 months. So hit the like button, subscribe, check out our Discord community. It's completely free. The link is in the description. You get access to free courses, free live streams, free seminars, free webinars, free trades. It's all over there. Link in the description. So this was the flow that came through yesterday. Airbnb 7/21, 2023, $95 strike. So at the time, this was actually in the money. That was worth $4.62 million, and it was coming in on the ask, so we know it's confirmed. At the time, they were buying at $99.55. So currently, the commons are down about 8% since that flow came through, but the actual contracts are probably down significantly more. Looking at the daily chart on your left, you can see that we have a solid symmetrical wedge that was setting up, looking like we could potentially break to the upside if we held over $100, or snap to the downside if we broke 95. We have snapped to the downside. Now, there is one thing that I want to say, and this doesn't always happen. In the past 8 years of my trading, I watched this happen a lot. False breakouts to the upside, false breakouts to the downside. Now, one thing that I need you to know as we start to zoom in a little bit here is that in most cases, it's never just the snap of the rising trend line on the symmetrical triangle. What you really want to watch is the old higher high. So where we had this higher high, this higher low, higher low. Where this higher low was, this support, if you were to just take a line and draw a support line out across here, this support is very important. We need to hold this, and you can see that buying pressure started to come in right around that level, and at this moment, we are actually holding. So for me, I entered this position, and where I plan to actually exit and walk away from the trade, just looking at the daily time frame, we'll look at the bigger in a minute, would be if we closed and held underneath $93 for the next 2 or 3 days. Now, the stochastic RSI is not looking hot. I'm just going to be honest here. Stochastic RSI on the daily is not looking hot, cross to the downside, but the 1 hour is looking like we could take a bounce. If you look to the right side of your screen, you can see it's just a 1 hour chart, same thing, but you can see more movement. We're holding this level of 93, and the stochastic RSI is crossing to the upside. So it looks like if we can hold here, tomorrow we could get a run up to 95, potentially test that 95 range, and if we can push through 95, next level would be 98. Now, one thing I want to go over, though, is looking at this big time frame, and we'll move this to a weekly, is that looking at the bigger time frame in the bigger chart setup, we do have this solid descending wedge pattern that is setting up here. Big descending wedge, so we're making lower highs, lower lows into a fixed point, sitting here with a nice support zone and level coming in at 93, 94. Ultimately, the bigger time frame looks that if we can bounce here or at least hold 86 and push back up over 110 over the next, I'm talking 4 months, then we could probably get a sizable rally back up to $140 by summer if we can break through those levels and get up over this big chunk of resistance, because there's just no volume from 140 to 120. Now, I don't know. I took the position because I just figured to myself that it's worth it because there's a lot of flow. The setup is really not that bad either. But the reasoning for me, I just don't feel so confident about it, is simply because I just don't like where the market is. And I don't see the market ripping that much in the next 6 months. I think that if anything, we could get a rally in the next couple of weeks and then a pullback in Q1, Q2. But for me at this very moment, I just feel that there's no way that the market's going to die and Airbnb is just going to rip. I don't see that happening. There's potential, but I decided to take it because the risk is worth it, and I'm only risking like $1,500 for this position. I hope this video helped, guys. Let me know what you think. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.